All right, ladies and gentlemen, looks like we are live for day 2 of vibe coding. All right, so basically, we're just continuing day 2 of creating my app here. Just trying to learn a little bit about vibe coding and figure out, if I can turn this into a viable career, make some money out of it. That's essentially my goal, as it is with probably anyone else. So yeah, I'll just start by giving you guys a quick little rundown of what this app is, what I've gotten so far. So essentially, this is just like a private app that I'm building for myself that just does things that I sometimes need, and I figured I can just make it into an app strictly just to learn the vibe coding process. Just how I can leverage AI to do what I want to do. So I can bring my ideas to life. Obviously, we're always trying to come up with an idea to make money, be a millionaire or whatever, but realistically, my first goal is just to make a small app or even a game if I end up switching that path. But I want to know the process of hosting an app, selling it, and actually getting revenue from an app. What is that process like? So I don't really need anything that's going to make me $1 million. I don't even care if I make $100. I just want to see if I can make something out of it, learn the process, and then once I know that I can do everything from beginning to finish, um, that's when I'll kind of put my ideas into play, which I'm always growing, noting down, and coming back to growing those ideas. And I have quite a few ideas that I think I could implement, but I just don't have the experience to do so. So hopefully this process will afford me the ability to learn how to do that process. And you guys can essentially come along with me for that. Um, so let me just get right into it here. This section here was an empty tab, same like Audible and Project Hero. These are empty tabs that I just haven't around to yet, and I just want to fill it in. So this is just a section where I like to have my own style of putting my PC to sleep or locking or whatever. Main thing is this lock and off. This lock and off feature is what I like, is so it locks your PC to your login screen and it turns off your monitors. And then that way, when you move your mouse or keyboard, monitor turns back on. So that's the main reason why I put that button in there. But I do want to add a fourth button in there that just strictly turns my monitor off, because that's actually what I do the most, but I have a separate shortcut for that. I figure I might as well add a button into the app to do that as well. So I already had the prompt here for that. I'm just going to just run this thread one more time just to add this button. And since it's just one simple feature and it's adding it onto a current project, I don't want it to mess it up since the last time I'm going to use this thread. So let's just throw it on Soul High and get it going. Now, normally I write all my prompts myself, but I'm beginning to run this process where for larger features or the scaffolding of a project, I like to get ChatGPT to write a prompt, and that way it'll run the the tasks a lot better. I have a much better understanding. It'll take your words, put it into better words that AI can understand it, and then fulfill the task. So I think it turns out a lot better a lot of the time. So I have the folder open here for where it'll build, which will be this one. And I always look at the time and make sure that this modified is the latest build that this runs. Sometimes I run it and didn't actually build it. So let's keep that in mind there. Let's see now. We'll just let this finish here. I've got a few tiny bugs and whatnot that I want to fix, things that I want to change in this app. So we'll probably go ahead and do that, and then we'll start putting more ideas together as we go along in the stream, and see where it goes. So you can see he's making a build right now. You can probably see this change here. There you go. That's probably close to the end of the process now. One thing I do like about VS Code is that it tends to test stuff automatically on its own, even when I don't tell it. Although um, the only down part about that is it doesn't tell me when it's doing that. So if I'm using my PC while it's running a task, it'll just pop up my app because it's trying to test it out and I don't even know, and then I'm clicking away from it. But everything's intact for locking off. Okay. Okay, so it's running the final build now. So I'll try to run it. Should have been done by now, but looks like it's doing something else and it's running it again. I'll probably change something. All right. 4 buttons, very nice. Monitor off. I'm not going to test them because it might mess with my stream, but I know these three work. I'll test this one because all it's going to do is turn my monitor off. So, yeah, that definitely worked. Yeah, why is my screen blinking like a mother now? Well, maybe just trying to turn it off still. All right. So it looks like that's working. So let's take a look at my notes here and see what else needs to be done. Let's see here. Okay, so this is just because I had two versions being made. At one point, I ran out of usage on my ChatGPT and I moved over to anti-gravity just to try it out. And that's when I implemented one of the features with anti-gravity. Then when I got my usage back, I tried it with ChatGPT just to see what the difference would be. And that was basically the space watcher. So you can see the layouts of these tabs are a little bit different, but they do essentially the same thing. They monitor hard drives that I select for free space according to settings that I choose here. This is the main app that I'm working on. This is one anti-gravity did. So the layout looks a lot better. This one tried to put a lot more features, but it messed up on the layout just a little bit. So that's kind of a minor thing. I'm gonna fix that later because I do want to change a lot about how this tab operates. So the layout's gonna have to change eventually. So that's not really too much of a big deal. This one here is a notification center that I want to set up for this app. So when something like this comes along, when the in the warning or critical state comes into play, then obviously a notification is going to come up on the screen. I want that notification to come up separate from the app itself. I don't want the notification to be in the app, because if you have the app minimized, then obviously you don't see the notification. So it's pretty simple to understand there. So I'm thinking how I'm going to tell ChatGPT to do this, because the thing is, I want multiple tabs to have access to that notification center. Let's see here. So what I'm gonna do is, and this is gonna be a complicated feature as well, so I definitely do want to use Solhi for this. So we'll just start up a new tab here, or a new thread, and what I'm gonna do is, familiarize, familiar, familiarize. Can I talk properly? Jesus Christ. See, this one thing I hate about Codex is that it slows down the computer when I open the tab. Okay, make yourself familiar with my project files. I want to add a feature in to my app, and I want you to write a prompt for Codex and VS Code to implement this feature. So get familiar with my app, because I want to add a notification center in which the user will get notifications from my app, but the app has different features in different tabs. So all of those tabs should be able to communicate with the notification center, be able to add a notification, remove notifications, modify notifications, and each notification entry should um, be able to time itself or schedule itself for the notification to come up, or monitor whatever needs to be monitored, and be ready for the notification to be displayed on screen. So this notification center should be separate from the app itself. So if the app is minimized, or if I add like a system tray feature for the app later, that notification will still come up on the screen, or stay on the screen, always on top, maybe a small tab that can be folded out. Maybe we can set up options for the user to set it to either always be there in the corner of your screen, or have it be like a small dot, and it has an animation and turns into like a larger box slowly when the mouse is hovering over it. And then there's more options the user can interact with. So write a prompt for Codex to make a notification center like that, and to plan out the entire process to build it. Once it confirms the plan, then I'll have it implement the plan. Okay, I already said that later on. It's okay, I'll keep it at the beginning. Okay, that looks good. I'm actually nervous about this because this is a feature that I've been wanting to add for a while, and I kind of hold back because I just don't want to mess it up. I want to make sure it gets done properly. So hopefully this is proper. We'll see how my hand looks in the camera. I guess. I guess the small table that I have here is interfering with the image over here in this corner. Well, this is just a temporary avatar anyway. So it's actually inspecting all the project files now. Just making a plan. This is why I like to have it write a prompt because it'll actually go through everything and write the prompt in a way that VS Code will understand it because it also has my project as a context almost. Um, I find this always works out a lot better. A lot of error checking features will not get added in this way automatically, and you really have to worry about it. That's one thing that I'm quite impressed with. I always see, like, you can always see, little notes here on what it's doing, whatnot. I like to see a lot of times it's trying to do error checking and error protection and whatnot. It's really good how it does that. Really, really impressive. First file listing command hit a Windows process launch error. I think that happens when I don't have it on full access. I've noticed that quite a bit. Why does that happen? I want to know. I like to read over it as well. I like to see how it gets all the information about my app and gives it as context. Mm, Giving quite a bit of context here. I want to read some of this properly. Okay. it's going to be doing a lot more than I thought it would, which is kind of a good thing. But there is one thing that I'm worried about. I did tell it how to do the space watcher thing for the hard drives, but it's I want to tell it to do the copy squared one as well, to have notifications come up when something is added uh, to the um, saved entry data list. Sorry, I blanked out for a second. Um, and yeah, shoot, see, I might as well add all, if it's gonna make it specific now, I might as well add them all at once, but okay. Um, can you modify the prompt to also add in the features of the copy square tab, where if something is added to the saved entry data screen when something is copied to the clipboard, have a small notification pop up that just says text added to copy squared, something like that. And then for the Real Vinci tab, um, have it put something in the notifications when the user clicks begin capture and they begin capturing the frame codes for the clips. They're always captured in pairs. So have a notification come up when it detects one half of the pair, and then another notification when it completes the pair and add it to the capture ranges. And then I'll also make sure that these types of notifications can be added when I add more tabs later. Have notifications when photos captured after the user clicks begin capture and they begin capturing frame photos. They're always captured in pairs. Have notification when it detects one half of the pair, then notification when it completes the pair, and so we capture angels. Um, also make sure that these types of notifications can be added when I add more tabs and features later. Uh, I don't know if I think about this a lot, but I'm gonna do this now. So this is the original. This is the one after. And one reason I'm doing this is because it is quite a long prompt. And the last thing I want is to have any hallucinations in that prompt. Hey man, oh, I didn't see you. Missed it. Damn it. I gotta keep an eye on when people join my chat, man. You see, this is crazy long prompt. It wasn't this long before. Like, how many things are you adding to it? This is why I had the idea to compare it. Like, look at this. This is ridiculous. Ask for approval. God damn, that was a long prompt, man. Like, was that even half? No, it's definitely way more than half. What the hell did you add? Like at the end. Oh, so it definitely okay, so it added okay, that's good. Plan output format. Okay. Okay, so I kind of see what it's been adding there. All right. And the settings, I definitely added more there. Okay, I think it's legit. It is a lot to read, but yeah, I'm gonna read through it, man. See those things in the live stream sometimes that I know is kind of annoying. Please use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Currently, keyframes are not being sent soon enough, which can cause buffering. Current keyframe frequency is 8.3 seconds, and ingestion errors can cause incorrect group of picture sizes. I don't know. I gotta figure out what all that means. Okay. Oh, look, we got a viewer. I finally caught him. Anytime I get a viewer, I don't get a notification and end up leaving, and I end up still one viewer. Anyway, so okay. I believe this prompt. I just want to read, just scan through a little bit, and then I'm gonna send it off. I kind of read that already. What? Oh, okay, so I added this whole section in. Okay. Okay, you know, I think it's good. I think we're just gonna send it. So let's we got a new tab here. Review my project files. We're gonna add a feature to my app. So get familiar with how my app works, how the tabs work, because we're going to be adding a notification center. I'm going to feed you a prompt after you review my project files. And soul high for this feature, because this is one of the more complicated features. So once it finishes inspecting, we're gonna copy and paste this one in there. You chat in sound, okay. All right. Let's turn off my wallpapers, man. Hey, we got one viewer finally. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to my process here. We are vibe coding to try to make some money, hopefully. Okay, so it's reviewed the project. We've got the prompt loaded up. Plenty of context. Let's shoot it. Let's see what happens. Also got to make a backup tab. What is this? This one is the first prompt. I don't need that. Let's just skip. Yeah, I want to make a prompt, or sorry, a tab that PC backs up all my project files whenever I'm working on them. Let's see here. Propagate, so this should be what? The attachment contains this, and it's oh okay, because it's planning it out first. That's why. Okay, that's fine. I knew that. I knew that. I wonder if this has a. No, there isn't a plan mode, eh? Hmm. It's let's find out. In VS Code, when you use Codex, is there a way to put it into plan mode? Oh no. No, my audio's back. Okay. Okay, I do have to step away for a few minutes. This is still going, so we'll let that go. Um, so I guess hold on, tell it to planning mode first. Um, what about in Codex? Does Codex have a planning mode? I'm pretty sure Codex had it. Like I know they had a planning mode here. Or is that only Claude? There isn't a separate planning mode. Okay. But what about in the Codex desktop app? I know I can use the voice thing that they just came out with, but I find that thing annoying for some reason. I don't know, man. People aren't going to be using that AI voice uh, feature thing, like this thing here. People are not going to be using this thing, man. I'm telling you. Like it's such a waste. People don't like it. But anyway, all right, I'll be back in a few minutes, guys. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Well, lady or gentleman, I guess there's only one viewer there. Hello, viewer. Thank you for sticking around. So let's take a look at where my app is at now. So I had to implement the notification center, and it gave me a huge thing. Okay, this is only the plan. Jesus, why is this so long? Oh my God, it better be perfect. Okay, let's see here. Current state findings. Current state, I mean, it's not really that important. New tab IDs, tab control, separate from this tab control. Okay. Copy routing. Okay. Excellent. Persistent settings theming. Theming is actually what's really important. I want to make sure that all my colors and everything stick around with the notification center, however it's made. Let's see here. Top level notification window inside the existing tool tab process. Main window closed. Treat as explicit application exit until tray support exists. Right. Okay. Engine floating window continue. Yes. Presentation mode, dot mode, sure, corner, bottom right of main Windows current last monitor. Current or last monitor. Bottom right of main Windows current last monitor. So if I had the window on this monitor, it'll be on the corner. Gotcha. Notification window topmost. Enable independently of main window. Notification, yes. Maximum expanded items 5, okay. Or history retention 14 days with a hard safety cap. Presentation cooldown, notification enabled. Space watcher unavailable, disabled. The hell does that mean? Warning, warning critical and space watcher recovery. Disabled and playback defer, reduce motion, user setting. Oh, these are, okay, yeah, never mind. Okay, all right. I mean, this is pretty, I didn't think it would handle something this complex. I just wanted a simple notification center, but it's doing everything. Like it's setting up, I don't know how to explain it, like all the different notifications, all, like even like acknowledging snooze options and whatnot, all the settings. I mean, it's duplication checks and whatnot. Like it's, I mean, I guess notification center needs to have all these things, right? So it kind of makes sense. Yeah, I should have made a sys tray maybe before doing this, but maybe I'll do that next. That way, let's see, extract files to add. Okay. Version 1 scope. Delivery after process exit. Windows Toast APIs, companion executable, full system tray implementation. approval requested. Please approve these key choices before implementation. App scope, same process notification runtime with an unowned floating window. Yes, main window close means explicit exit until trace support is implemented. Good. Dot mode, bottom right, top most, 5 visible items, 14-day retention, 5-second presentation cooldown. Every copy score capture, history of every route recapture, do not repeatedly expand the pop-up. Type resolved capture, just complete record showing pattern correlation decision condition per drive, updated on escalation and resolved on recovery. Good. When initial talk to observes is already observes an already abnormal drive and no unresolved matching one initial alert when to type first observes an already abnormal drive. A one warning alert when tool tab first observed already abnormal drive. Okay, I don't know exactly what that means. Matching record exists. I guess if it's trying to do an alert and that record has already been deleted, like the user maybe took it out, maybe that's what it's referring to. Sound playback and true delivery process. After process exit remain deferred. True delivery plus after. I don't understand that. The existing clipboard storage durability limitation remains unchanged version 1. Okay, if you approve this plan, I'll proceed with phase implementation. Okay, the only issue that I have is, where is it here? Where is it? Oh, it's up here. Right here. Assumptions and decisions requiring approval. Recommended defaults. Okay, so these are just the defaults, so that's fine. Okay, let's just have it create it and then see what it looks like. We'll modify everything later. Okay, so go ahead with the implementation and create the notification center. I guess there's not much else I can do. Context is already at 57, so I'm definitely closing this tab or this thread. All right, let's see how that goes. Now, the single viewer that's watching, if you're there, throw something in the chat. Let me know if you're there. We can do something fun, maybe, while we're waiting for this to finish. I gotta create another thumbnail for this video too. Forgot about that. Okay, core model is now in place. Go to separate correlation, deduplication fields. Read, acknowledge, dismiss state, message back compatible settings, type result, capture result with a stable pair ID. I'm moving next to JSON repository and single worker scheduler before touching feature UI paths. Great. Still gotta wait here for it to finish. Yeah, I was thinking of trying out the way ChatGPT has their voice feature. Second here. Yeah, basically I was gonna, well, you can't really see through. I wonder if you can see like this though. With my no, you can't really see it. Maybe if I turn the brightness up. You actually see that it's a chat GPT UI, no? Maybe if I do this. Hey chat GPT. I guess the UI looks a little bit weird like that. I was thinking, the guy who made the AI's count to 100. I'm pretty sure he was just doing it wrong, honestly. I think I can do it a lot more efficient. And I tried it with two phones, but I haven't tried it with three. So I want to give that a try. Um, the only issue is right now I'm using my phone as a mic. So maybe I can temporarily turn on this mic here.
So
So
I
I
think
think so
audio
audio
should
should
be
be
coming
coming
in.
in through this as well. So it's just give me one sec. I'm gonna pull up my video on another device so I can see what it sounds like. Actually, right now I got both mics going. It's probably annoying, but give me a second here. Okay. Audio should be coming in through this as well. Mm,
So yeah,
yeah,
audio
it'll be.
is obviously, let's just switch it up to that there. And we'll see how this sounds. This should be live now. Yeah, it's live. Okay. So that's only one audio input. And then I'm gonna switch over to my phone just to kind of see what the quality is like. Um, just bear with me 1 second here. Um, okay. So what do we got now? So right now it's just the headphone that's on. Why doesn't this want to play the goddamn video? Okay. So this is audio of just my headphone.
How is that not working? How about that? Okay, now it's working. So now, so that is my phone audio, and I'm gonna.
To now my headphone audio, and hopefully this sounds okay. And then we can maybe go ahead with it. Um, I think my headphone audio is low for some reason. The input volume is low. Give me 1 second. 1 second there. Oh, but then my output audio is gonna have to change. I want my in. Damn. Okay. Um. Anyway. Let's see if I can. Does that help a bit? Yeah, actually, that does raise the volume a bit. Okay. Let's try this. That probably does it, right? That probably does it. Probably has the audio in there. Pretty good at least. I like to try it out, but this thing doesn't want to play it. But anyway, so this is still going. So we'll let that go. And let's see here. That probably does it. That probably does it. Probably has the audio in there. Pretty good at least. Man, how is that audio so bad? Like this audio is like it doesn't sound loud at all. But then when I switch over to this,
Like, I think this one sounds a lot better, right? I don't know. I gotta figure this out. Gotta figure out, because before I do the whole AI versus AI thing, I want to make sure that all the audio is right and everyone can at least hear me properly. Let's see here. No, something is wrong with my phone. It doesn't want to play back. You know what? I'm just gonna do it on my computer. This is weird, man. Real weird. So, audio setting are we on? So this is just on audio, and let's see here. And audio. I want to see how it sounds, and we'll switch to
the headphone audio now. So now this is the headphone audio.
Let's see how it sounds, and we'll switch to
the headphone audio now. So now this is the headphone audio.
Let's see how it sounds, and we'll switch to
the headphone audio now. So now this is the headphone audio.
Sounds, and we'll switch to
the headphone audio now. So now this is the headphone audio.
Because before I do the whole AI versus AI thing, I want to make sure that all the audio is right.
So it looks like the audio from
everyone
there
can
is
at least hear me properly.
for some reason.
Let's see here.
So I don't know how to make my headphone mic any louder than it already is. So
I'll keep using this one until I. No, something is wrong with my phone. It doesn't want to play back, or until I do the AI versus AI. You know what? I'm just gonna do it on my computer. This is weird, man. Real weird.
the headphone audio now. So now this is the headphone audio.
Yeah, so the headphone audio is definitely worse. Okay, that's fine. As long as it works, then we can do it later. I lost the one viewer, obviously. Of course I did. Of course I did. Right. Let's see how this works. Could you give any idea about products that you are building? Sure thing, man. Of course I can. How come I can't see when I have viewers? Like now it says I have 0 viewers, but a chat just came in. That's really weird, man. I gotta figure this out. Like, how can I monitor my stuff better, like my chat and whatnot? Um, anyway, but yeah, I'll show you what I'm working on. Do me a favor, can you just throw something else in the chat just so I can make sure that I do actually have a viewer here and it's not just like the viewer number that's delaying or the chat that's delaying. I just want to make sure. If you're watching the stream, like the viewer number that's delaying or the chat that's what is this? Chat that's okay, so you are here. Excellent. All right. So yeah, I really don't know how to tell when I have viewers. But anyways, let's um let's get this going here. So I'll show you what I'm working on right now. So this app here is called ToolTab. And essentially what it is just a small app that I'm building for myself. Essentially just has features that I personally use. But the reason why I'm really making it is because I just want to learn the vibe coding process. I want to know how to make this. How can I go from idea to app, right? And I think I've kind of gotten the hang of it, but I just need to learn how to do more complicated stuff. Main thing that I want to learn after this is how to actually host an app and sell it and actually get revenue and what the process is, how you deal with the payment collectors, how you deal with the support tickets, things like that. So I want to learn all that process slowly, slowly. Once I learn all the skills that I believe I need to learn, I'm going to sit down and enact one of the major ideas that I have. Now, when it comes to the major ideas that I have, um, let's see here. I mean, I got a whole bunch. Like my main thing is to make some sort of game in Unreal. I can show you an example of what I made in Unreal so far. It's just simple flight simulator. It's not very impressive. Let me know in the chat if you want. I can show you it. Um, Mainly, I want to build a small game that I can throw onto Steam and just sell it. Like simple survival game, like a mobile game, some kind of addictive game that people like. Sell it on Steam and just kind of see what that process is. Um, my main idea that I want to pull out is a video editor, an AI video editor, something that can take natural language. So I started on it somewhat a little bit here. This app here is basically just yeah, with Unreal Engine. I tried Unity, but had some problems launching the app because apparently for AI, Unity is pretty powerful, but yeah, Unreal Engine works just as good, I guess. And I did get a few things done in there. Again, if you like, I can show you. But let me just pop up DaVinci here and just kind of show you what this does so far. It just captures frame codes and then splits the videos up and puts it onto a separate track for you. So I figured that's one task. Unity's not good. Beginner's somewhat confusing. Yeah, I did hear Unity's more of a professional style, so it's not very beginner friendly. I'm quite familiar with how to use software like this. Like I can pick up software like this and give me half an hour with it. I can do somewhat basic stuff. Like I'm fairly good with figuring out software in that sense. So okay, let's start here. I'll just give you a quick example of what this looks like here. So imagine I take this video. This is the world's best trailer that humanity has ever seen. Okay. Um, and I'm not even gonna argue with that. Uh, yeah, this is obviously the Avengers Doomsday trailer. So yeah, damn right, Doctor. I even made a few. Actually, I can show you. I'll show you guys that too. I made a video wallpaper of Doom and this scene here. Let's give it a second to load up. This one here. Right here. So I made two. I made one that um has this scene here. So just like it's like 6 or 7 frames of just that right there, of the electricity, and then of this here of his eyes right there. So I made a video wallpaper, two of them of this of his eyes, but yeah, his green eyes is pretty crazy. But anyway, so when I hit begin capture here, and then I go to this here, this is the frame code. So if I press Control C on that, it's going to add it here. Now it says unpaired because you need to start and a finish. So if I go all the way over here and Control C, now it's got a pair and it added it over here, right? Let's go again. Let's capture from here to here. Why didn't it do it? Because I think I did a frame code that was before the one that was ending. So it's an error correction. There you go. Now I add a second one. Now let's do a third one back here. 1, and 2. It didn't do it. 1. Oh, okay. See, that was actually VS Code testing my app. I gotta tell it somehow to warn me or something before it does it, because if I click away from it, then it's not gonna do it properly. But whatever it did properly. Okay, so anyway, those three things got into my tool tab app, those three segments, and I hit generate script. And then I just come into DaVinci and run that script. Now, obviously, this will be automated in my future plan, but when I run that script, bang, 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 you get three of those clips into a separate track automatically. So it just makes editing a tiny bit easier, I guess. That's one task that I'm performing in DaVinci. Another task would be to add um, a watermark or to add a transform or some sort of effect, right, at a specific time. So I'm slowly trying to build this up so it can just take straight normal English language and turn that into a bunch of tasks to edit your video for you. That's essentially what I'm trying to build here. Um, so you can see that it put in those three clips right here. So one here, another one here, another one here. So put those clips right in there for me. So for example, if I delete that one, obviously this clip here, I press play, it's going to play through it just with the clips that I put in. So um, Decepticon transform. You, hey bro, you are video animation is what weird. I don't know what you mean by that. You are video animation is what weird. Somewhere like one of the Decepticon. Oh, sorry. You're talking about my avatar. Similar to Decepticon. That's actually why I made it orange, because there's one that looked a little bit more techy. I'll show you. It's here. This one here, but it just, it just kind of looks weird. The colors, I think the color is really cool, but I don't know. What do you think? Because like, I'm not really trying to hide my face. Like people can figure out who I am. I just don't really look good on camera, so that's why I just want to try to change it. But yeah. Um, yeah, let me know if you like this one better or you want me to go back to the other one. But so that's basically what my app does so far. For example, this tab, I want my notes, is just my iCloud notes that I wanted here for me to use. And then these two I haven't done yet. Space Watcher is just monitors your hard drives for space. You can select how much of the threshold you want, warning and critical, and then it'll give you notifications. And that's what this is building now, notification center for all of this. Hypersleep, I did add a feature into that. I'll show you that in a second here. And then so just give me one moment. I just gotta help a family member real quick. I'll be back in just a minute. So just bear with me. I apologize. This is still finishing the notification center, so we'll get that done in a second. Okay, is my audio working again? It is. Okay. Sorry, just bear with me a second, guys. Something really just went wrong. Yeah, let me just turn this back here. Yeah, I think the control. Oh, my headphone is sitting on my keyboard. God damn it. Closed all my tabs on this browser here. Okay, so I need. Yeah, I just need that one. Okay. Let me just start this up here. Um, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Let's keep going here. In the cutting, I think it's cutting the color, but color is good. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like the notification tab is done. Let's just quickly see here. Approved core model now in place, including set the correlation, blah, 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 blah. Headless foundation now builds cleanly. Sweet. Application now owns notification, blah, 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 blah. Let's try here now. All right. Where is the notific? Ah, there it is. Right away, I'm noticing there's no way to move the notification. It always appears as a square with that red, and there's something green behind it as well, which is kind of weird. Yeah, so it's right here in the bottom right corner. So first thing is I want to make sure it's movable. So that's the one thing that I have to change. And I also see something green behind it. Can't figure out what it is. It's moving too fast. Oh, it says 0 underneath it as well in green. Okay, so let's allow it to move around. This context is full, so I'm not even gonna bother with this one anymore. Um, so first, let's rename this here. So this is application center implementation. And then start a new tab. What am I doing here? No, not you. Where's the other one? Here you are. Okay. So I'm gonna use the same tab here. Okay. The notification icon shows a. I want to put something white behind it so I can just like a solid color. There we go. Okay. Please write a prompt for Codex and VS Code to change the way this icon looks. It should have a green tool tab app icon with the notification number in the center of it. And I will attach an example to VS Code Codex when I give it the prompt. And also it should be able to, you should be able to move the notification center. So once the mouse hovers over it and the notification center actually pulls up and you can interact with it, that window should be movable from the top, which, no, that's wrong. I shouldn't do that. Write a prompt for Codex in VS Code. I just had it add a notification center to my app. One issue is that visually it doesn't look very good. So I'm going to attach an example of what I want it to look like, which I've attached here as well. So it should be just the app icon with a number in the middle, no border or anything else like that. And it should be movable. So when the mouse hovers over it, the notification window shouldn't pop up until about 2 seconds while, actually, sorry, after 1 second that it's hovering over top of the icon. That way the user can click on it and drag it anywhere else, anywhere they want on the screen. And then also add a system tray icon that the app can be controlled from. And when you right click on that system tray icon, for now, just have three options. One is open, one is exit, and the other is a checkbox option to lock the notification icon in place so you cannot drag it around. And once you are, let's see here. Okay, I'm just gonna check if this goes with the, oh, it does. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah.
जो क्लास ये मेरा कि वो इंस्टॉल हो सकती है फोन में या कोई शेयर कर सकते हैं कहीं पर
They won't allow it.
बिकॉज उनको इसको बाद में अगर रीड करना हो तो बाद में देखना हो कि क्या क्लास हुई है
No, when you get the Chromebook, you can set it in there.
हाँ
But you can set it in the Chromebook, but not on the phone.
ओके
They won't allow it. Okay, so now I'm gonna try to give a prompt here to change the icon of the notification center and add the sys tray for the app finally, which is another feature that makes me quite nervous to add because I don't know, just features like that can always go wrong. But and of course the ability to move the notification center around while it's working. So that's another thing. So I added here for context, just waiting for the prompt to come through here, and we will go ahead. Actually, I want to just do this. Review my project files. I just added a notification center feature to this app. We will be changing a few settings for the notification center and changing the way the notification center looks when it's out on the desktop. So review the files and then I'll give you the prompt to fix the issues. Let's see here. I also want to check. I don't want to interrupt it, so I'm going to just copy it. And I just want to look at the settings here. So notifications. Expand dot on hover. Okay, reduce notification motion. Okay, so the settings actually has so expand dot on hover. What if I turn that off? Okay, so it waits for a click, but then it doesn't open it fully. Yeah, so if I turn that off, oh, it does. It's just glitchy. But then it like disappears if I, okay, anyway. So it has expand dot on hover. You know what? Let's just cancel this because this, um, yeah, this features, nope, that's the wrong one. This one. And I also need this. Where'd it go? I took it out of there. It is. Oh, can't believe it. Need that. Come on. Copy image. Thank you. All right. There we go. Now, what I want to tell it is this app. Okay. It has an option to see what's called here. Expand dot on hover. Expand dot on hover. When it will expand. Up to 5 seconds max. I don't want the user to put like 10 seconds, start messing with it. And it's 0.1 seconds minimum. Okay, and yeah. Okay, just give me 1 second here. And then screen corner. The settings window also has an option for screen corner. Either be an option to choose custom. And the user can drag the user to the location they want. Okay. Space watcher unavailable. Okay, let's try that and go. Okay, just give me 1 second while that runs. I'll be right back. Hi. Hey, sorry, I just saw your message. Yeah, give me 1 second. I don't use Supabase. I never have. Core backend. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. 1 second. All right, looks like I'm back. So let's see here now. So I asked it to make me a prompt. Using new tool tab notification now beeper. Point approval gate, do not edit, rename clear files during the first phase. Do not install packages at the beginning. Maybe first. Blah 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 blah. Yeah.
फर्स्ट डे है उसको नहीं पता कहाँ क्लिक करना है उन्होंने बंद कर दिया
Audio back. Audio's back. Fucking waste of time, man. Alright. Let's just fucking send it. I'm done with this shit, man. I don't fucking care. I'm done with this shit. I think this is just a failed day 2, guys. I don't think there's much happening on this stream today. Yeah, we'll continue.